Okay, I've got it. Welcome everybody to this evaluation lab, and this lab is about deploying Windows 8.1 OS on bare metal systems using SCCM 2012 release 2. We'll be using two VMs for this machine. We'll be using this primary site server, and we'll also be using this bare metal client that does not have any OS installed. Okay, so basically the objective of this lab, we will be enabling pixie support on the distribution point. We'll modify the boot image to prompt for user device affinity. We'll distribute the operating system boot images to the distribution points. We're going to create a Windows 8.1 operating system image. We'll also create a sequence to install it on the bare metal, and we'll modify the task sequence to support user device affinity. We'll deploy the task sequence onto the bare metal, and we'll also monitor the operating system deployment process. So so that pretty much covers what we will be doing. We're gonna first start with configuring a distribution point to support Pixie. Um, we are installing. Before we do that, we need to install the Windows deployment service on this private site server. Um, Not ideal. We because we have the this is also a domain controller that has the DHCP running, but we're gonna install it anyway just to reduce the amount of VMs that will be running. In the production environment, I wouldn't recommend that you have WDS running on the same server as the DHCP server. So let's start by first installing and configuring WDS. So if we just add the rows, skip this because we're going to need it anyway. So we install the WDS service. Click next, next. Just take the defaults. We are going to install these row services, so just take the next. Click install. This is a quick installation, so it won't take long. There you go. So now that's completed, the next thing that we're going to do is that we are going to configure the server, the WDS server, so Windows Deployment Service. So as you can see, as it has been installed, but it hasn't been configured. Just right click on it and click configure server. Click next. We don't have a secondary drive, so we're just going to put it on the C drive. This is not this is not a recommendation for the installation of the images or the pixie boot files, but in our case we are not actually using this WDS server for that. We're only using it for pixie, so it doesn't really matter. So we just click next. It will warn us that we're not doing the right thing. We'll just click yes. Now this is an important um, uh, um, dialog box that you need to take care of here. In our case, because we're having the WDS installed on the same on a DHCP server, it says here if a DHCP server is running on this server, check both the following checkboxes and use the DHCP tools to add the option 60 to all DHCP scopes. So we just do what they say. So on the Pixie server configuration, we are going to set this to respond to all client computers, known and unknown. And we're not going to tick this place because we do not require we do not want the systems to require approval for the computer. So we just want to make it as simple as possible. Click next and just wait for that to complete. Now we do not, as I said, we're not going to actually use this pixie for any images, so we're going to just remove that and click finish. So what have we done? We have installed the WDS. We've configured it. Now we are going to configure pixie support for the distribution point. So if we go to administration and go to so administration. Where am I? I'm lost. Okay, the site, and sorry guys, I am lost. Okay, there you go. That is a bit embarrassing. Okay, so properties, and we enable pixie. So on the pixie, we are going to configure. We enable the pixie support, and click yes. We are going to allow distribution point to allow distribution point to respond to incoming pixie requests. Yes. Enable to unknown computer support. Just click yes to that. We do not want to require a password when the computers are. We're not going to require any password, so that is all configured. Yeah, for the user device affinity, I would. We are going to allow user device affinity with automatic approval. So that pretty much covers everything. We don't have anything else to add here, and click OK. So that's it. We have configured the distribution point to use pixie support. Now we're going to modify the boot image to prompt for user device affinity relationship. So what we're going to do, if we go to the software library and operating systems and boot images. So these are the boot images that has been installed. What we're going to do, we're going to just modify the x64, because that's what we're going to use. So under customization, we need obviously to have enable command support. So this is basically when you run the Windows PE on the actual bare metal. If it fails, you can click F8 and it will prompt. It will give you some log files. So that's what that's for. Okay, we can. You can specify per distribution group or per distribution point, and a background image, which could be useful in guiding folks in knowing where they are actually pulling their images from. So I've created a custom image here. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to use the UNC. I keep making that mistake. Read. So it says use the UNC path, so let's do that. Primary. And custom image. So actually, if I just show you that, let me just show you what that image is going to look like. So when we do run the pixie, this is what you will see. You will see this appear, this image. Okay. So you can add more details so that the whoever is doing the installation will know where they're pulling where they're pulling their images from. Okay. So. Okay, so that's the main things to be configured here. Also you've got the components here, optional components, and here you could. These are all the components included in this boot image, and you could add new image, new components. For instance, here we could add the support for HTA. So if you just click that, and it appears down here. That pretty much covers it. It's already pointing to the data source for the WIM file there. So there is nothing else to configure here. So if we just click apply, click yes, and click next. So let's just wait for that to complete. It is not gonna take time anyway. It's just a quick an update. You quickly update the distribution point, And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute the boot image to a distribution group. So let's just wait. Okay, so there you go. That's completed fine. And that's all the components that, that, that was associated with that image. So that's all done. Click OK, click OK. And now we have modified this boot image for the x64 bit. Now, like I said, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute the boot images to a distribution point or group. Now, I don't know why, but the experts, Microsoft, recommend that you do distribute both images to the distribution points. I have no reason. I don't know why, but apparently, if you just use the x64, if it tends to fail with different error messages that are quite difficult to pin down. So we are going to deploy and distribute this. So we've got the two of them there. Click next, and we're going to use the EMEA pilot distribution group. EMEA. Okay. Click OK. Click next, and that is done. So now that this is completed, as you can see, what we're going to do is that we're gonna jump straight into the monitoring. And if we go to distribution points and content status, so there you go. There's the two boot images, and if I just scroll, you could see this has got today's date on it, 26th of March, and so that's got the 26th of March. And so if we, and as you can see, it's showing that it's in progress at the moment. It hasn't completed, but if we, and the same with the 86. So all you need to do is keep refreshing. Oh yeah, there you go. So you've refreshed to make sure that you got a success, to show that it has completed. So likewise here, just refresh to make sure that it's done. There you go. And if you click on view status, it will show you here that successfully distributed content. Okay. So what have we done so far? We have installed WDS. We've configured it. We've configured a distribution point to support pixie. We have modified the boot image, and we have distributed that also. So now what we need to do is we need to create what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the site to support the operating system, because at the moment these bare metals are not on the domain. They don't have the configuration client installed on the machine, so they need to have the WIMP file needs to be associated to a range of IP addresses that are going to be used to connect to the servers that have the contents. And also you need a network account that is going to be used to access those drives. So for us to do that, first we are going to go back to administration, and we're going to create a new boundary. So boundary. So we're going to create a new boundary that is that will give access to those servers. So we're going to call this what do I call this? IP range for OS deployment. If I can spell well. So this is just a range, so it's straightforward. So we're gonna use this same range, which is 192, 168, 3, 200, and ending at 192, 168, 3, 2, 100. So this is the IP range for the OS deployment, and this is the range of IPs that it's going to be using. So just click apply and click OK. So that's it there. All you need now, the last thing you need to do is just to select an item for it. So we're gonna select the local client boundary group that it's gonna use, and this is actually just pointing to this configuration, this config automated config site, Active Directory site. So let me just, that didn't come out well, but let me just open this. So basically, this this type of boundary is actually an Active Directory site, and it has the local clients for this site code. All right. I hope I made sense there. Okay. So that's completed now. Like I said, that we need to create an account that will be used to old-fashioned way. So if I go to we're going to create an account. Create the account here. Let me close this other page because we don't need it. So, and just maximize this. So let's create a new account that is going to be used. And we're going to call this Ejike Network Access account. Just making it easy so that we can remember what it is. And type in ENA. Click next. Don't want that. We just want that, and type in password. Okay, click next, and that's it. That's done. It doesn't need any special member. It doesn't need to be a member of any special group. So that's all completed. So so what have we done? We've created the boundaries that the Windows PE OS can use to connect to the network share, and we've created the account that it's going to use. Now we need to associate that account in the configuration manager. So if we go back to sites and highlight and modify the components, configure the site components for the software distribution. So there you got the network account. So if you just use the computer account for a computer account that just has local administrative privileges on remote machines is good enough if you're doing application installation or package installation. But because we're going outside, we're trying to install an OS on a machine that is not on the domain, that does not have any of these client configuration. That's why we need to use this associated with a network user account. So let's click new account, and if I just Ejike network, type password. Now you could verify just to make sure that this is working. So let's so test connection, and there you go. The connection was verified successfully. Click OK. Click OK. And that's done. So we're done. We have done all the configuration, and we are pretty much ready to now go to the next level, which is creating the operating system image that is going to be deployed onto these bare metals. So for us to do this, if we go to the software library and go back to the operating system image, as you can see, there's none there. Now, to be honest with you, this WIM file that I'm connected to, although it's called, so if I go to, let me make sure I'm on. So if I type in here, primary one. So the image here, the WIM image here, OS deployment. So this is actually from, this WIM image is actually from a reference image that was pre-created, but you can, the similar, a similar thing can be done for when you're creating, if you extract the WIM file from a 8.1 disk. So it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, so click OK. So that's there. Click next. Now we can just call this one. You can call this Windows 8.1. Let's call this EMEA Pilot. So version 1. So just for us to know what this what it is, what image we are talking about, click next, and that's done. So we have successfully created the image. Now let me just point out a few things. So if you go to details, oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, it's a good thing that I looked at this to remind myself that when I'm going to do the installation, I'm going to choose the second disk, because the second disk. Okay. Okay, so as you can see now, because you can see that we've got the system file. All right. So basically, you get more information. It's always good after you've done you've done your installation. You have a quick look to see where the files are and everything, so that you know what is where. And so this, because basically what this has told me is that when I do my installation, that I should choose 2/2. I didn't I can't recall it. I thought I used all images and it worked, but this is showing me that the operating system is actually on the second partition, so it's a good thing that I had a quick look. But it would have worked anyway. Okay, so the next thing that we now need to do is to distribute the operating system to a distribution point or group. So just click on that and click on distribute content, click next. So we're going to choose a group that we want. We are using the pilot EMEA group. So click next, and that's it. So that's all done. We have created the image and we have distributed the image. You might want to just wait a bit, or you could actually monitor this by going to the let's go to monitoring and go distribution contact. So that's the Windows 8.1 EMEA pilot that we've just done. As you can see, it's still in progress. So a couple of refresh. Oh, there you go. That was quick. So let's view the status, and it gives you my information. Content was distribution to distribution point. So that's good. Okay, so that was quick. So the next thing that we need to do is the last part of this lab, which is to create the task sequence. So on the task sequence, so we're going to task sequence. As you can see, there's no task sequence at the moment. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on create task sequence. We make sure that we've got installed an existing image package. We're going to use the one that we've just done. We can call this we can call it something that makes sense. Task sequence. We'll probably put today's date. 26 03 2016. Don't need to put any description. We're just using the 64-bit. We just choose that image boot. For the boot image, click next. And for the image package, we are going to choose the pilot one that we just created, EMEA pilot. And now, as you recall, I saw that the actual operating system was on the second petition, so we choose that, and we're going to leave this petition and format the tag. We'll leave that, but we'll remove. We do not want BitLock at this point, so we're going to uncheck that. We're not going to specify the password now. There's a lot of ideas on how you can do this. So, most cases, people just most companies put a random generate a random password for the local password and disable the account. So it's all up to you how you do it. Click next. We're going to join a domain. Choose the domain that we're config manage domain. You can set if you've got subfolders on the computer, you could choose that, but we're just going to take the default, so leave that. Specify accounts. Yeah, we're going to specify an account, so we're going to put an admin account that has access to that OU or to the Active Directory. So if I just put the admin administrator and put the password. Click OK. And yeah, that's alright. Click next. So as you can see, it's populated already the configuration manager client package to install the configuration manager client, and it's added some installation properties. Click next. Okay, we're not doing any state migration, so we don't need to capture any of this. Okay, in this environment, we do not have our WUS set up at the moment. In next lab, we will be doing that, and then we'll configure this to point to the WUS server, but then we don't, so we're not gonna. We just leave it as do not install any software. So this is where you can add extra applications to the image. So if the image is growing, with new applications, you could add them here. So let's add one here. So we've got the configuration manager toolkit that we're going to add. This is handy to click if if an application installation fails, continue installing other applications in the list. So if you have a couple of installations here, click next, click next, and there you go. Everything's good. We're all good to go. You don't need to scroll it. Just as long as you say good green there, we're good to go. Click close. Okay, with that completed, there's not much information on the properties. So if I just show you there, there's not much information there. But where you can do configuration is actually if you edit it, and you can see this is where you can add more things to be done. So what we're going to do now is actually we're going to configure the user device affinity for the new computer for the task sequence. This will assist you in creating a zero touch installation. So if we just click on the install operating system, and if we just say click on general and add set a new task variable, and under the name, if we're gonna call this enable if I can type well, enable UDA support. And under the variable, if we type in the variable SMS TS assign user mode. Okay, users mode. Yeah, that's fine. And the value, we're going to set the value to auto. So that is pretty much it. So if we apply that, and that has now, actually I wanted to. So that's as you can see, that's now no longer red, it's now green. I just want to show you that you can, although it doesn't matter because this is the first one on the task sequence anyway, but I just want to show you that you can move task sequence up and down. Alright, so click apply to that, click OK. So with that done, we now are going to deploy the task sequence to a bare metal system. So there is no right way to do this. You can choose any way you want. But what we're going to do is that we're going to deploy this sequence to all unknown computers, i.e. computers that don't have the client software installed, and we are going to set this as a requirement. But you shouldn't worry about that we've set it as a requirement, because it's not going to force all the machines to do that. Because we are going to specify that we want, you can specify for all what you want it to make it available to only media and pixie or client service, or you have different options to choose. We're using only media and pixie. Click next. Schedule time, we need to check to start now. Immediate as soon as possible. Click next. You want to see all this, and click next. Click next. Locally, yep. Click next, and that's it. Yep. So that's all good. Click close. So we have deployed the task sequence, and all we now need to do is to actually install this on the bare metal system. But before we do this, I just want to show you. If you go on the reference, it gives you more information on what is associated with this um, task sequence, and also it shows you what collection is pointing to. So we've got, as you can see, it's pointing to all unknown computers, and it's a requirement. Okay, so let's do this. We're pretty much ready to run this on the bare metal machine. So I am going to restart this machine. So there you go. This is a zero touch, so we will not need to do anything. So it's just checking if a requirement is required. As you can see, it's approved, and there you go. It's installing the WIM. So this is the boot WIM that is now doing its thing. Now remember, it's connecting to the server. It's also on the DHCP IP range that we gave it, using the network account that will give it access to those drives where the data, the image files, and on the distribution point. So just wait. And there you go. Oh, my image is not that great, as you can see, but at least you get the idea. You can see that's the image that I quote design. Obviously, you have to tweak it a bit so that it fits your machine. This was just, I actually just did this once. I didn't test it. So we could just leave this to kick in, but I'm just going to click OK so that it goes straight in. And there you go, it started to run. So this is going to take a while. I'm going to leave it shortly, and I'm going to wait for it to complete. And then once it's as you can see, it's downloading the WIM file, and it's going to start to do the installation. I'm going to leave it at this point, and we will continue when it's completed. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, the OS has been installed on this machine. So just log in. So if we go back onto the primary site server, and if we go into monitoring and have a quick look, we should be able to, if we go to the reporting, there are things two places where we can check the development of this deployment. One, we can check it in on the reporting, and also we could check it on the, so let's see. So if I go on the deployments, and so if we go on the deployments, and if we run a summarization, click OK and do a refresh, it should tell us there. It's, if we refresh this page, might take a few minutes, and then will show us that it has been completed. This has changed to success one. Let's do another refresh. Go back to there you go. So that shows that it has been successfully installed on one machine. And also, if you go to reporting, go to reports, and if we go to task sequence deployment, and under the task sequence deployment, and if we go on to all task sequence, launch that. Let's just wait. Sorry. So there you go. That's the computer that has that shows you for all the unknown machines, and this is the what it shows here that it's succeeded in one of the computers, and that's that. So that shows you the computer name that it has that it's completed the installation for. Also, another place where you can get more information on the new machine that was installed. If you go to access and compliance and go to device collection, and on the device, no, not device collection, on the devices, you should see the new machine there, and there it is. So that's the new machine, and if you click on properties, it gives you more information. It shows you the site name, where it is located, gives you information on the site codes, um, and all the basic information that you need is all there. So this pretty concludes this session on how to deploy 8.1 OS onto a bare metal using SCCM 2012 configuration manager. Like I said, at some point we'll be exporting this video onto YouTube, and we'll be sending you the direct links. So thanks for watching, and speak to you next time. Cheers. Bye.